What's up YouTube? Capital G here, breaking down the brand new ban list that just got posted. It looks like this ban list is going to go into effect January 20th, 2019. And oh my goodness, guys, prepare your body. This is one of the biggest ban lists I've ever seen in my entire life. And I have to admit, I've already seen the list. Everything that I said in my video, Konami, I guess they must have watched it, because I really did not have very high expectations of this ban list. I thought that we would get an obligatory Orcus and Sky Striker hit. I thought that not much would really change, and I even talked about the possibility of Konami hammering the top 4 decks, even banning them into the ground. I really did not think that Konami would go this effing ham. We're going to start breaking down this list before I lose my voice. Shout outs to the people who called me and let me know that the ban list is up. As you guys can see, Tribe Infecting Virus is right here because he is a newly freed man. I haven't played that damn card since I was in high school, and I am in my early 30s right now. So that tells you how long it's been banned. Let's go ahead and break this down. And honestly, guys, I couldn't believe that they banned so many cards. This is like fucking insane. All of these cards are now forbidden. Orcus Harpor, Thunder Dragon Colossus, Heavy Metaphors Electromite, Ib the World Chalice Justitar, Tempest Magician, Outer Entity Azathoth, Salaman Great Mirage Stalio, Brilliant Fusion, and Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. I have to do something right quick. I have to take a victory lap on World Justice Ib. I'm the only person, I'm the only one, for some reason, of all these Yu-Gi tubers, why was I the only one who has consistently called this card broken since the time it was revealed? I don't understand. All it is a crutch. To me, this card is identical to Needle Fiber. It just lets you combo out ridiculously high levels, and I think I said, like, this card needs to be banned. It's just Denlong. It's objectively better than Denlong because it's so much more splashable than Denlong is, and you just get a free copy of World Legacy Inheritance. And honestly, as someone who posts a lot of duels, I constantly see people go into this and dinosaurs and other decks, and I'd be like, oh my god, yay, you can combo with Ib. I'm so impressed. You can summon a Mathematician and get like 8 negate. Like, come on, man. I'm actually super shocked that Konami went and banned Ib, but this is a card I've been complaining about for a significant amount of time. I think Needle Fiber needs to go next, and then I think we won't have so many crutch combo cards. I know there's a lot of shit that's happened, but I'm so shocked that they actually did that. Harpor getting banned is one of Orcus' strongest cards. It allows them to foolish summon one of their monsters into the graveyard. I thought Konami would hit Orcus, but I did not expect any cards to get banned. When you look at this in the context, though, you actually are going to think Orcus got off light. I mean, Thunder Dragon Colossus and Salaman Great Mirage Stalio, I looked at those two and I said, oh my lord. What are the win conditions of Thunder Dragon and Salaman right now? Because, like, real talk, I don't even know if you're a Salaman Great player. What are you even doing this format? Like, seriously, what is your win condition? Well, capital G, actually, I'm just going to Tensei summon my Sunlight Wolf, and since I'm never going to get to my Jaguar, I guess I'll just lose after reincarnation summoning. I think that they murdered Salaman Greats. I know that it's technically a banned card. It's XM Saber Invoker, but I don't care. It's a theme card. You're locked into fires, man. Konami, how could you? Now, Heavy Metaphors Electromite, thank God. You know what? Now Triff will have to admit that pendulums are trash. They've been trash, and they don't have a win condition either. If you could play pendulums without Electromite, like, pendulums are so fucking dead. I know people will hate me for saying this, but I think I've said before, I don't think Konami should ever print another pendulum card. We should just all, for the next however long that the game of Yu-Gi-Oh lasts, just forget the mechanic of pendulum ever existed. It was broken. They don't even acknowledge pendulum summoning in Yu-Gi-Oh Vrains. They probably won't in Sevens either. Let's just forget that it ever existed. Like, pendulums, it never happened, guys. Thunder Dragon Colossus, I thought this was harsh. This was like Mirage Stalio. It feels like I really don't think Thunder Dragons have a win condition anymore. Like, real talk, what does Thunder Dragon actually do now, other than just become a big vanilla beatdown deck? I understand with the Nemesis archetype coming out, and this is why a lot of people alluded to it. You couldn't have Colossus at 3. Too many decks would be able to just like splash Colossus and a bunch of Nemesis monsters to summon Colossus, but Colossus being banned, like, whoa, I feel like Thunder Dragons and Salamangreats are just unplayable now. Same thing with Sky Striker. Without Engage and still with so many other cards hit, I really don't know how you're consistently getting to your other cards. I understand that they do have things like Area Zero, and there are some actual like cards coming back for Sky Striker, but your grind game and all of this like crazy plus engine, that shit is done. Let's see, also Tempest Magician and Azathoth. Those were cards. Well, Tempest Magician is only an FTK tool. It's only used as an FTK. Azathoth, specifically for counter traps like decks like Lunalight Orcus and Lunalights can go into Azathoth. They can make it so that you could not hand trap them unless you had impermanent specifically. That was kind of unfair, so I can kind of understand that. Plus, it just recently got hit. Now, Brilliant Fusion is one where I just look at it and I'm like, dude, who was complaining about one Brilliant Fusion? Like, I mean, wow, I didn't expect. I thought Brilliant Fusion was in a good place. I felt like you had to run, you had to run. Well, I guess you only had to run one brick card, and you can get it through the Predaplan engine. But I just didn't think Brilliant Fusion was that a problem at 1. I feel like the play had kind of fallen off the planet. But I think Konami wants to get rid of a lot of these generic combo cards, which is why I'm so happy that they got rid of Ib. Now, when it comes to limited, Konami also went super ham, guys. I mean, Danger Nessie. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Danger Nessie, Dino Wrestler Pankatrop, Servant of Endymion, the True King of Earth, whose name I can never... Lithogasm? Lithosagazm. That's as close as I'm gonna fucking get, guys. Card of Demise, Dragonic Diagram, Pot of Avarice, Into the Void, Sekka's Light, and Red Reboot. So 2 cards coming off the ban list. I'll admit, that's actually pretty damn hype. Okay. But like Dino Wrestler Pankatrops, that was one I fully expected this card to eventually end up on the FNL list because you can make a legitimate argument. It is the most splash side deck card in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! For OCG and TCG. So usually when you have that, you get to the old Book of Moon, bottomless trap hole mentality of we don't generally like players playing just 3 of a generic card. And we're going to go ahead and hit that because it's so easy to splash that dude, isn't he? Servant of Endymion, look, with Electromite being banned, I kind of thought that was enough for Pendulums, but looks like Konami wanted to go even further than that. Triff, now your shitty mechanic is super dead, so take that. The True King of Earth, that one didn't fit. Like, that card, I understand that there was an FTK, but I just really didn't, like, it felt so weird that one random True King was banned. And I get that it hits cards out of your opponent's extra deck, but unless your opponent's playing a deck with, like, limited cards in the extra deck, like Electromite, it didn't really feel like it was necessary. And plus, it looks like Konami hit Dragonic Diagram anyways. These feel like True Draco hits specifically with Card of Demise and Dragonic Diagram going to 1. I think Diagram going to 1 is insane. I thought Draco was in a good place, but Draco is probably one of the most complained about decks in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card of Demise on its own merits, I can say probably, like, being at 1 is fine, just because, like, think about in Yu-Gi-Oh! Think about how many actual draw 3s there are, and when it comes to the competitive meta, like, that's the only one I can think of. There are a lot of strings attached to it, but I'm gonna be real, cards like Extravagance kind of have just as many strings, in my opinion, having to be the first card. I mean, decks that play Card of Demise don't special summon, and they don't OTK, so they really don't have problems with the negatives of the card. Into the Void, I think that this is Upstart Goblin Syndrome. I believe that Pendulum players use this, Paul Cooper, shoutouts, and essentially they were just playing this at 3 to kind of have a 37 card deck. That's the only thing I can think of because I really only saw it being played in Pendulums. Pot of Avarice seems super spicy to me. And I think that especially with new archetypes coming out like the Adamastia, that archetype could definitely play Avarice. Like, you blow through your deck so freaking quickly in Adamastia, and A lot of times you burn through your best tuners like the water one turn one. I think if you're looking to play a synchro deck, maybe even a fusion deck and Master Rule 5, I think Pot of Avarice becomes very good as an option, but it can still be negated by things like Ghost Bell and Skullmeister, if I'm not mistaken. Sekka's Light at 1, I honestly, guys, I don't like this, mainly because Sekka, when you commit to playing Sekka's Light, it's the only spell card that you get. So I feel like if you're willing to sacrifice that much, I feel like Sekka should be able to pay you back. Don't get me wrong, it's essentially a draw 3, very similar to Card Demise, but you gotta build your entire deck around it, and you don't get any other options when it comes to spells. Think about decks like SHS. I know Super Heavy Samurai is super obscure. This is the only spell card they can play in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like the only one they could actually play effectively. Red Reboot, I've said it before, Red Reboot is the only card that puts the fear of God in me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently, because Red Reboot, when you are playing a trap deck like Guru or Altergeist or maybe Paleozoic, decks that have a lot of traps in their archetypes, this is one of the cards where when you activate it, a lot of times you just think you're going to lose the duel right then and there. All your defenses are essentially just turned off, and you got to worry about just survival. I think the fact that it can be a hand trap is what got the card limited, honestly. It's an insanely powerful card if you think about it. I think Konami's like, look, we're fine with you guys playing your Royal Decrees and your Twin Twisters and your back row hate, but a card that can be activated from the hand that just let you OTK might be a little much. I'm surprised it went to 1, although I believe in the OCG it went to 2. When it comes to semi-limited, we've got Deep Sea Diva and Tour Guide from the Underworld. These are, like, you know, as I said before, Konami's got to sell the Deep Sea archetype, so like, let's just take everything I said about that and address it here, or put it kind of copy pasted here. Tour Guide from the Underworld, I really don't know what's up with this, other than Konami's trying to like low-key push, Unchained, I guess, is what they're going for. Burning Abyss, yeah, obviously Burning Abyss. Now, when it comes to no longer limited, and I'll blow through these really quickly, even though there are a bunch of them. Dark Arm Dragon, Lady Debug, Morphin Jar 2, Damage Juggler. Dude, where's Plush Fire? Unban that card already, Konami. Tribe Infecting Virus, which I feel like they've been afraid of for at least 10 fucking years. I'm going to be honest. This card should have probably came back about halfway through 5Ds. I don't know why Tribe Infecting Virus has been banned for so long. I really think Konami just remembered it. They know that people have been talking about it for forever. I'm glad to see it come back. Guys, it's not going to... I played the game when Tribe was legal. I played in Mermail. No one's gonna play, like, maybe Mermail, but that's basically it. Sky Striker, Kagari, your deck's fucking dead, so have at it. Book of Moon, finally! This is the ban list where Konami actually remembered that cards, they actually remembered to unban cards that or to unhit some cards that definitely have needed to be unhit for a long time. The Phantom Knights rank up launch. There's no more Azathoth, so you guys can actually summon Dark Requiem Exceed Dragon now. Solemn Warning, which is that's pretty cool, and then Soul Drain. We actually got ourselves a hand trap, or excuse me, we got ourselves a floodgate. Excuse me. I will get on cloud 9 if they ever put Skill Drain back at 3. I want to play Skill Drain at 3 so badly. Honestly, guys, I gotta apologize to Konami. I really thought that we were going to get another cookie cutter bullshit list, but Konami went with so many hits that I did not expect. Not only did they do exactly what I said that they probably wouldn't do, and they tore down the top 4, but here's what I didn't expect. They tore down the top 4, and then they went beyond. They even hit some of the tier 2, like they hit Draco, they hit Pendulums, they hit other archetypes that aren't even at the top. Maybe Konami did actually create a new format. We'll have to see. Anyways, hopefully you guys are excited about this ban list. It did way more than I expected, and I think Konami actually, maybe they made this list despite Cap G. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.